You're all set.
All right, good morning. Welcome to the Rules and Procedures meeting. Today is July 23rd, 2025. We're in room 201. It's 10 a.m. The Rules and Procedures meeting is being recorded. You can go to the Town Bridgewater webpage for the link, and I will now call order the Rules and Procedures Committee, the Bridgewater Town Council. For the record, we have committee members Sean Kennedy and Mark Lindy, and I am Mary McGrath. We have a quorum. So the minutes from what are the minutes from? July, 5/27/25. So, does anyone have a discussion over them?
No.
Mark?
No.
All right, so could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Moved. Second.
All right, and I guess we'll do a roll call. Sean?
Yes.
Yes.
Mark? And I, yes. All right, so the first one that we'll go over is proposed ordinance DFY 22-002. So this is an order that the town charter shall be amended by fixing all typographical and punctual errors that were presented in a review of the charter by the Charter Review Committee and noted on the proposed charter changes as highlighted. So such amendments should be effective. So does anyone have anything to say about this one?
I think that seems completely reasonable. So I'm on board with it.
Okay, I'll make the motion to recommend.
Second.
All right. So you're all set on that? Have you seen the list of them?
Yeah.
So just to be clear, some people have asked me that the typographical, they're wondering, is it question marks, backslashes, exactly what is being changed?
Can I
Yeah.
move to suspend the rules to allow?
Well, I mean, you guys approved that. I was just wondering, do you know what they are?
You're right.
I mean, I'm interpreting that as just general punctuation
Yeah,
and spelling.
commas.
And we're not changing any content or adding any language or changing anything else besides anything that has to do with punctuation. So
Okay, residents were
Yep.
asking me, and I'm like, it's a very short description
It
here.
is very
So
short.
very
Yeah.
short. All right, so then I have a recommendation
To recommend.
to the town council.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have a second? All right. I guess we'll do roll call.
Yeah.
Mark, Wendy,
Yes.
yes.
Karen, and myself, yes. All right. So then the next one we have. I have too many papers.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can I make a motion to suspend our rules if we have to ask any questions of Mr. Rivaldi for clarification, since he chaired that charter review committee, just to, because normally it's.
So we didn't even do comments, public comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we missed that. So that's,
It's so early, that's why I'm just like,
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion. I think it's,
okay,
yeah, it's,
I'm fine with that.
okay,
that's
Yeah.
fine.
So we'll spend the move.
okay. So,
Roll call?
yes.
Yes.
Yes, all right. So after we read it, we'll ask if Mr. Lonnie has anything to say. All right, so now we're on proposed ordinance DFY 22-004, Bridgewater Charter Article 3, elected officials, libraries, trustees. So I do have the charter here because it's quite a difference between what we have in our charter. This is very long. And I've looked it up, so I don't know if anyone has comments before I say any of mine.
I could, if it's okay.
Sure.
I had tried on a couple of occasions, the library trustees wanted to come before the council to actually talk about this at one point, and all sorts of other council issues came up, and they got pushed and pushed and pushed, and then when the town manager left and we got an interim town manager, we had other things to do, like hire a town manager, so it's just been pushed off over a year. I started the process, I think, under President Moore, and then went to President Perry, and it didn't make any agenda. So the trustees have concerns about their role, and ministerial versus advisory. Like, for example, when the library director was hired, we got a good one, but he wasn't hired by the Board of Trustees. He was hired by the town manager because he's a department head. And the Board of Trustees would like that reversed. There, Connie Franciosi was the chair. Matt Gerritsen had done a lot of work for them because he's an actual attorney. And I'm sure Ed could shed some light on it. I actually served on the Board of Trustees, and we had a whole different structure. We were done by ordinance, and the library director wasn't picked by the mayor or the personnel department or anything like that.
So because you're on the board, I want to ask, so in our charter, it says that the 9 members are all elected
Right,
by the voters.
by the voters. They're
But
like,
the director is not.
the director of the library is picked by the town manager.
Oh, okay.
So,
And they wanted to be elected by the
They want-
voters?
no, they want to, the library board of trustees wants to hire the library
Why
director.
wouldn't we give that to the voters?
At least the charter recommendation that we made, I can read it to you.
Yeah.
The sec,
I think, Councilor Lindy's you're just giving.
I'm
what
just
you've
giving
heard
clarification
From some trustees.
From Connie Franciosi, the
Okay.
chair, and from,
I'm just trying to clarify, you're saying what the trustees are saying, and you're talking about what the recommendation actually is.
Correct.
Okay, that's all.
go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, so we spent, I mean, this was a significant change. We spent quite a bit of time working with the library trustees in updating the charter to reflect, sort of what their desires were. And as far as the library director goes, they don't want to be the sole person, group that makes the decision. What they want to do is they want to provide a written recommendation to the town manager on why a particular individual should be the director. They ultimately don't have a problem with the manager doing the actual hiring, but they want to have input. Right now, they have no input. It's basically the town manager makes that decision. So if you read the language, actually, I think I gave Mary a version of the charter that has been highlighted in green with all the recommendations that we make, the actual text. So you can actually read verbatim what it is that we recommended for this particular.
Yeah, we don't get printed in color.
Can you get anything printed?
No.
Oh, jeez.
But I mean, I looked at this compared to, I have the charter written out.
Yep,
So
so you
I
get an annual-
have looked at that.
Yeah.
I don't know we could recommend that, but the only thing is, and the charter, it's, the town manager hires. He doesn't have to ask for recommendation. We could, you could say, we would like you to, but we can't, it's his employees. I don't think we'd have to change the charter rules for that.
The charter rules or just the charter? I mean, the charter is
Yeah, but it says the
ultimate
charter,
authority and what happens.
right, the town manager has, he has control over his employees or her employees. So, I mean, it could be like, because he has the advisory, the citizen advisory committee that recommends different to the committee.
Right.
So I don't know if it could go through there.
Yeah, they also want to have one of their library trustees be present for at least one of the interviews, each candidate, so that they can see and who's being interviewed. I mean, the library trustees are a little different than other boards and committees. They really are they want to be not totally self-governing, but they want to have more control over the money, the gifts that they get, and what decisions on where that money gets spent and things like that. Right now, they have no, authority, no sort of power. So this was meant to sort of give them a little bit more say in how the library functions.
I could see them give a recommendation to the town manager, but if the town manager is appointing the director,
Does this just create an official pathway to give a recommendation? Is that what the goal is? So they
Yeah.
could give a recommendation anyways, but this creates an official
well,
recommendation.
we
It
can't,
does.
we
Yeah.
can't put
Form-
forward this one because this has the city council, this has city manager in here, and we don't have that. So this,
Without, you could change it to town. That was another recommendation, right?
right, but I mean, it's a lot in here, city council, city. So I mean, I'd recommend rewriting this and updating this.
Well, the only thing you need to change is, if you want to go back to town, then you just replace all the cities to town. That's all you do.
The charter review committee recommended
There's a
the
lot.
Yes.
city.
Yes, we voted on, we voted.
Well, we're not on that one yet.
That's
So
another,
that's a
that's a
whole,
separate
we're gonna be
recommendation.
looking at
But
that.
we voted unanimously on this library. enhancement. It was really to formalize the structure, to give the library trustees a little more say in how the library operates. Because right now, they really don't have any power at all.
And they're an elected body,
Yeah.
just like the council and the school committee.
Right.
So,
Right, but even we have so, I mean, it was, back then, it was discussed and considered. And they updated the town attorney, was asked for his opinion on the overlap with the rights of other town agencies or rules, and the answer is still pending. And it was a motion to propose to the next scheduled meeting. So that's why they put this on. This is, did I give you one of these? I think, yeah,
Those.
I think you.
you gave me one, yep.
So we can look that up, to why they put stuff on hold. So this is 004. There's some in there that we don't have right now. So. All right, so
Would it help at all to have the trustee chair or whoever they designate to come and talk to the committee? Would the players changed at all, Ed, you think?
well, I
I
would
know
like to
that
propose
I
it to the
have
next
4
meeting
years.
so we can really look into this.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of amending in here.
Yeah,
And I'd
okay,
like to compare this to this a little bit more because you're not only changing that, but you're adding a lot more in here. A lot more.
Yeah.
And
I
I'd
think
like to,
it's a good addition,
it would be a good one to go over on our own,
yeah.
to go over it more.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of substance to it.
So we want to make a motion to postpone it.
I'll make a motion to postpone it. Do you want a specific date or,
We don't know when our next one is,
okay,
so to our next.
to our next
rules and
scheduled
procedure.
meeting?
Yeah,
Can I add to that to ask someone from the library to come
if you want to, yeah, I have no
and
problem
just
with that. You-
provide the,
Would that be okay?
That's fine with me.
okay,
So we're gonna,
and invite a representative of the library board of trustees?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember the guy. We worked with one person.
Matt Garrettson?
Yes. Matt.
He's still on the board. He's still
Is he
on
the
the
attorney?
He would be the one.
He is
he's
the attorney, yeah.
He's the one you should have here. because
Okay.
He's the one that we work with mostly.
all right, that way give me a chance to talk to our town manager,
Right.
so, all right, so we only just, I mean, we can buy.
Town manager or town attorney?
I like to talk to our town manager.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something about the town attorney.
Well, that wasn't
Said
there.
something about, was there some legal issue that he had an issue with here? with
It
why
said
they
it was
didn't-
pending
Pending.
and there was no answer. Apparently there was no
Yeah,
answer. which
there is no
isn't
answer,
surprising.
so,
Alright, so the goal is just to clarify this with someone from the board to ensure that we're getting
well, we're
different.
gonna postpone it, so there's a lot of, see how long this is?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just,
And this is just the amount that's in our charter.
yeah, so I support, I'm gonna second the motion to postpone.
Okay.
And then just for discussion purposes, that's what the goal is going to be, is to try to clarify what they're also looking at, get their opinion.
Yeah. Roll call,
Yes,
Yes.
and I'm, yes. All right, so that was supposed to. So the next one is. So it's DFY 22005 Bridgewater Town Charter, Town to City Amendment. Order that the town charter shall be amended to change all references in the current charter that use the term town to city. So, would like to speak about this?
So with this, I probably have a few questions, but something that I noticed just from something we had to go through recently, which was discussions on voting in town. There are designations in Mass General Law that are specific to towns and cities. So what I'd like to see is maybe the town's attorney can provide some insight on this, but what exactly that designation change is going to create in the long run that we may not foresee, or things that haven't come across our table yet. So I'm not saying that I don't support this. I'm just not entirely sure of the repercussions of this specifically. So I think that's something to just consider.
Mark, you
Yeah.
have anything to say?
I think that there is more money available for cities.
Okay.
Okay, but again, it's good to have legal advice on it. You know, I think we should talk to our association, the Mass Municipal Association, to see what, because I think there are 14 towns that have the city
There's
form of
14,
government.
yes.
And closest one to us is Randolph. But I mean, there are cities out there that are 14,000 and 15,000 population.
Mhm.
It's not in Western Mass. I don't know.
Well, North Attleboro is one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Right, right. So, I mean, I know as we've grown, we're not, people want the town feel, but if we have the opportunity to get more money without being told by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts what to do, any more than they're already telling us what to do with like MBTA communities and stuff like that. If there are opportunities that cities can get that towns can't get, like I know the gateway cities, which Brockton's one of, they get a lot of funding for a lot of things because they're a gateway city. We're not a gateway city because we're not a city. Well, tech. So I just think I think it stirs a lot of passion from people that don't want it to be a city.
Yep, I've heard those arguments from residents against this, wanting to maintain the town. I've also heard people that are really indifferent to this.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone fully has explained why there's necessarily a benefit. But like you said, funding is one. I would just like to know what this might affect down the road. And again, if becoming a city also means we give up more control over our town to the Commonwealth, then that's not something I'm in favor of, especially with the way the Commonwealth has been handling their business recently.
Mhm.
So I would just like some more clarification on that. So I know this is going to affect other language within this as well.
Right.
A lot of language.
So I wouldn't want to say yes or no to approving this without going through some of the other language as well. Or we also need to just consider the time, the steps we take to do this. So this would be done something like, first, and then would kind of have an effect on other items on the agenda as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of unintended consequences on this.
Mhm.
And when you bring up Gateway, if you look that up, it's almost like the MBTA requirement. She has more control over cities. And we have no control over the laws or regulations or whatever she's going to bring up as cities. And as a town council, we're kind of self-government and we'll protect it. So, I mean, I would be open to talk to the attorney about it, but I would not be open to city because we have no idea, like you said, what laws, what regulations she's gonna make, and as a city, we have, I wouldn't do it. And it would be interesting to find out why these 14 towns don't do it either. So, I mean, I wouldn't, but I would be willing to have attorney come in, I mean, talk to the attorney and find out, what are the consequences? But really, a lot of them are gonna be unseen consequences, because we don't know what law, who knew the MBTA ordinance? That
Mhm.
came out of nowhere, and because we have a train. So I wouldn't go for it.
Can I just add something to it? I can tell you that in the eyes of the state right now, we are a city, because we have a city form of
Yeah,
government.
but they can't, we are a town, so that
We call
control,
ourselves a
right.
town, but we have a city form of government.
Why, because the
So I
town
think
clerk,
it's,
how do you see that?
no, because we have, our charter says we have a city form of government. We have a
Right.
town council manager form of government. That is a city form of
But
government.
we're not a city though,
We don't call ourselves a city.
right, and that protects us.
I don't
for
know
certain
about that.
things.
I think it's worth
I've looked
looking
into
into. I think it's
things,
worth looking into it, but yeah, I mean, the reason we did it was because we just wanted to be consistent with what we are. We are a city, we have a city form of government. So we felt everything, and we should call ourselves a city in the charter. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have all the signage changed. You can still call yourselves a town with signage, even though the charter says we're a city,
I'm not really worried about the signs, I'm worried about the laws and the regulations and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
no,
I think there's a
don't
reason.
Support that.
I think we need to look at the
Yeah.
reason why, when we formed this, why they decided not to call us a city, but keep us as a town, when they, formed the charter.
Well, I
What
can
was the
tell you
reason?
what that was when we voted at town meeting.
Yeah, there must have been a
They
reason
voted
behind it though.
because people didn't want to be called themselves a city. It's like, it's like you get a brand. You're branded with an A, on your chest or something, like, oh, we're a city, so we're like Brockton. Well, no, we're not like Brockton, we're Bridgewater, but we can still be a city.
Well, I
call
mean, we
ourselves
even
a
have
city,
Braintree that's calling themselves a town. So,
Yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah.
gotta be reasons why, even this, that what we consider a city is a Braintree, doesn't want that.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be very
I
cautious.
support the research, do it, see what you find.
Yeah, I mean, if that is accurate and that's the way that the state government already views us, then the language at that point is, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it to postpone this and get advice from the attorney.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
Second,
Can
And get, and I'll
I
get,
wouldn't just get it from the attorney.
yeah, I want to go to Mass
You need
Municipal.
Well,
to get it
this
from
is-
other sources.
Yes,
He's
but
not always
this is our attorney, so I'm gonna go to the attorney, he's our counsel, and we, you know, I mean, we're gonna go to him. We can look at other areas, but I think respectfully,
Mhm.
he's, you know, we go for him.
yeah, I think we do
Advice.
multiple.
Yeah.
You don't mind an inquiry, Mary, to the Mass Municipal Association?
No, I
That
mean,
they
every
represent us, we pay
employee,
their
every
dues.
employee, I mean, every council member here can, you know, look at it, but to
Okay.
me, it's, you know, that's what, Mr. Rollins is for, so I would go to him. So, I mean, so
So postpone, basically pending
pending
more
more
information
information.
and research. So
Yeah,
I'll make that
stay tuned.
motion.
Second,
All right, and I say yes, so roll call. Mark?
Yes.
yes.
Yes, and I'm yes, okay. Okay, so DYF 22006, this has been on, this was placed on hold. So it's not on the, we're just gonna leave it on hold and continue, because I think 006 was combined with 007. So we're gonna skip that one.
That was term limits, right? No, that.
Term of office.
Yeah, that's term limits
Yeah,
for the council member, council. Yeah.
yeah, and that was, yeah, we would have to pull it off. It was tabled. It was tabled. Yeah.
It was tabled, isn't that one that's at, right, that's in legislature right now? I think that's one before, that went in legislature.
It says motion to table by rules and procedures on 1/5/2022. And when I was speaking to you, you told me that it was combined with FY 22-007, and that's why maybe 006 has been
Right,
tabled.
but is 007 with the legislature?
I believe it is.
Right, and that's making its way through the process.
Yep, was sent by the town attorney.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna go into, because
You don't need to do
that's a little bit complicated.
We'll just leave it on the table.
Yeah, we'll
Just
leave
leave it on
We
the
don't even
table.
need to take any action on
Yeah,
it.
we'll just leave it. All right.
Other than put it before the voters, that's all you
Right.
need to do with it.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go into proposed ordinance D FY 22-010, Bridgewater Town Charter, Article 4, City Manager Term of Office. So this is the order that the Town Charter, Article 4, Section 4.1, shall be amended to reflect that the council shall appoint a city manager to the maximum 5 years renewal. All right, so anybody want to talk about that one?
Does this make it mandatory that when we hire somebody, I know we have a new town manager, but just going forward in the future that we hire them, we can give them up to a maximum of 5 years, or we can, like I wouldn't give a new person a 5-year.
I don't know how that changed, because we recommended 3.
Okay.
We recommended a
And it says-
renewable, a 3-year renewable term for the town manager. is
Yeah.
what we recommended.
What
So
do you
somehow
say?
it could change to 5.
I mean, my concern also kind of echoes this. This says shall appoint. So in my opinion, you shall appoint to the maximum of a 5-year renewable term. It doesn't say may appoint, which would
Right.
leave the area between 3 and 5 years.
Yeah.
So I think that I would be against an order like this that would remove that ability to distinguish between 3 and 5 years. It's kind of,
Yeah, and plus we have a city manager here, so, and we have to amend that. And I don't think 5 years, I think 3 years is good, because you never know.
I think that that's the norm
That's
between
the
all
norm.
department heads, is
Yeah.
3 years, and
Yeah.
I see
And you
it.
guys could,
Yeah,
And you said that this was not what you recommended.
no, somehow it got changed to 5, we didn't make it
Yeah.
5.
So do we just, motion to table it or propose?
I mean, I'll make a,
Motion to amend.
if we amend it, we're gonna have to play with all of the language.
I would like, yeah, because, and I would like to look up, because I'm pretty sure under a town manager, this already this exists.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, for when we hire one, the 3-year contract. And, I mean, to me, I would just table it, but I'll leave it to you guys.
I mean, I'm gonna make a motion to not recommend it.
What this does, the charter is gonna dictate what the contract needs to say. Right now, the contract is variable. It's whatever,
Yeah.
whatever is negotiated.
Right.
This basically says you can't have a contract longer than 3 years. That, we felt that was strong because we didn't want somebody to come in and say, oh, I want to negotiate a 5 or even a 10-year contract and
Yeah.
and let it happen. We wanted to have some structure around it. So anyways, this is what will drive the contract. Whereas right now, there's nothing
Yeah.
driving the
I
contract.
think that's nice advice.
So to go in line with what was actually recommended, since we don't really have the background on why this was changed to 5 years, if we changed it to maximum of 3 years, then that would cap it at 3 years regardless, which would be in line with everyone else.
So, I mean, I would recommend that we just table it, and we can change, one of us, if you guys feel that strongly, can make a charter change and bring it forward to us in ordinance to change it, that it can no longer go more than 3 years. Rather than going through all this, we can just make an ordinance to change what it says in our charter already, right? I mean, what's the point of this? To say what? No more than 3 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so we could just do that, rather than going, changing, making amendments and changing, we could just change the ordinance. Right?
You mean proposing a new ordinance?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
Write a new
Yeah.
ordinance to change how many years, that it can no longer be more than 3.
But that would have to go, again, it's gonna have to go through the process and ultimately be voted on by the voters.
Right,
Right.
so then just, I mean, just instead of just cancel this, start fresh.
Start fresh with a new one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Good point.
so do I have a motion to table it?
Your turn.
You want to go with tabling?
Yeah, because we must start with a brand new one. We can just write an ordinance and,
Why don't you vote to cancel it? Just vote to cancel it. And it's done. Does that the same thing as tabling? What tabling does.
it's
Before
over.
we're playing with Robert's rules here.
Yeah.
I don't think we can cancel, we can table it, which makes it,
If we take any action besides tabling, it will go back to the town council to
Yeah.
be. So if
we have to table.
we can I'll make a motion to table.
Second.
Okay, roll call. Sean,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
and I am yes. So this one's tabled.
Sean, you write it, I'll co-sponsor it with you.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that was 10. All right, so now we're on the FY 22-011 Town Charter, Article 5, Administrative Organization, City Attorney Term Limits. So this order that the Town Charter, Article 5, Section 5.3, Town Attorney, Paragraph A, shall be amended by replacing the provisions with a city solicitor shall be appointed by the city council to a maximum of 5-year renewable term.
Okay, that's not what we recommended. That was changed.
Who changes these?
It must have been rules and procedures. Maybe they amended. Did it
Well,
say
it was
amended?
introduced by Council Gallagher and Sean George.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it must have gone to rules and procedures and they probably proposed this.
So we basically felt that there needed to be a term put on the town attorney, just like the town manager. So we recommended a 3-year
Yep.
renewable, just the same thing, 3-year renewable term.
I think we should be consistent with everything for 3 years, right? That everybody, the school committee, we trustees, everybody's town manager, keep it at 3. And I personally would love to see us have a municipal law firm versus a single attorney to begin with, because a municipal law firm has multiple attorneys in it with multiple levels of experience. I'm using my previous experience again. I know it's not the same, but Brockton had had a city solicitor, they had a number of assistant city solicitors, but they had a budget to support that. We don't have the same budget, especially in tight times. And a municipal law firm will cost us more, but will save us in the long run. Like, they hired outside labor counsel to deal with all the union contracts. If you have a municipal law firm, you have someone that handles labor, you have someone that handles finance, and the stuff that went to the legislature and never saw the light of day, a municipal law firm like Copeland and Page, or there are 4 or 5 of them in the state. They would catch something like that. No disparagement to our town attorney, but that's not, he's not a specialist in municipal law.
Well, I mean, right now, we're just, talking about changing his time. And why are we changing it from, why did you feel it necessary to change it from attorney to a city solicitor?
We did,
You didn't have those words on it.
no, I can
So
say,
these things that
Well-
come before us haven't even been written by you, someone else has changed them.
somebody's changed them. I don't know who's changed them. I wasn't part of the process. We said this should be a legal officer of the city, appointed by the city council. That was the other thing, it's appointed by the city council.
Yes.
We don't feel the town manager should be appointed with a legal representation because it gives the appearance. You guys have been through this. It gives the appearance that when things come up, the attorney is supporting the town manager, not the town. So if you guys do the appointing, then you have 9 elected officials representing the people of the town that are calling the shots with the town attorney. And there's a lot of towns and cities that do it that way. We just don't for some reason. So not only did we say it should be appointed by the city council or the town council, but we said to a maximum 3-year legal term. That's what we said.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 major changes here, is not just the term limit of a contract, but the
Who
who appoints, the power to appoint the position itself.
Yeah.
I think it also adds some transparency to the process with the council voting, based on what we have going on in the town itself at any point in time, not just currently, but in the future as well. So I'd be in favor of it, except for the 5-year removable term. So again, we're in the same spot as the last one. Unless anyone disagrees with the council changing from manager to council as appointment, we can either table this one as well and reintroduce, or we
I would like
can
that.
just change, we can amend.
No, I mean, it's not even the wording of the committee over here, so
Mhm.
I would like to start fresh. I'd like to look into it a little bit more and start fresh.
I agree.
Ed, how would you?
Yeah, and I do know, I had discussions when at the meet and greet with Justin about this particular thing. He's had experience in both ways,
Okay,
so he might be able to shed some interest.
well, that's the thing, I'd like to, there's a couple of things I'd like to talk, get his opinion on it.
Yeah.
Talk about it and, but starting brand new, I think these are so old and they're not your exact words anymore. So I agree with tabling it.
I think the Charter Review Committee did a tremendous job and all the work got shelved. And I think we have the opportunity to do it and listen to the recommendations that were very well researched and worked on. So, yeah. So I'll make the motion to table.
Second,
And I say, we'll do roll call, Mark,
Yes.
yes.
and yes, John, yes. All right, so. All right, so let's just go over what we have before we go into public comment. So this one for the town attorney, we're gonna look into it, and then one of us or all of us, whoever, will discuss it at the next one, and then we'll write up a new one.
Yep.
A new one for that. And we also put on, we're gonna look into the, town, the 005. We're gonna talk to the attorney about that. What's the difference between the town and the city? Right?
Yep.
And we're tabling the FY 22-0110. The manager's term office.
Yeah.
We're making a brand new one.
Yep.
And you and Sean and Mark is gonna write that up.
Yep.
All right. And the other one we had was DFY 22004. So we're also gonna propose, postpone that to another meeting. We're gonna invite a librarian. And who else? Someone from the library.
Whoever, well, they're a board, so I'll
A
let
board
them
from the
designate,
library?
we'll let them
Is that what
designate,
it is?
probably Matt
Okay.
Gerritsen. They'll probably, Connie Franciosi is the chair, but she'll probably
He
designate
did
that.
most of it.
Yeah, he did most of it.
Okay, so, and we'll have a discussion on that.
He's the guy that, is helping with the Friends of the Senior.
I spoke to Matt, yeah,
He's a good
he's
guy.
extremely nice, yeah,
Good guy.
very nice. So did I miss anyone? This
No, you got 'em all.
06 is done. All right, so, public comment. Deb, is there anyone on, public comment?
You didn't do Zoom, you just did in person, so It
Oh,
was-
okay.
good.
All right, Ed, would you like to?
I would, yes. So, as you know, most of, or the small number of recommendations that were put forth by Gallagher and Sean only represented a small portion of all the recommendations that we came up with.
No, this is this. Did you, I sent you the copy of it, right?
Yes.
And I sent you the copy of this?
Mhm.
Okay.
So, there were things like we added a table of contents.
Yeah.
We updated definitions because there were some definitions that were missing. We added gender neutral language. We,
We fixed all that, right? Paul just wrote one up for the gender neutral language.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was sent. I believe that one.
Okay,
that
all
one's-
right, well, so that one's been taken care of.
Yeah. So what
Um,
page are you on so I can follow?
I'm on, title page 1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm on background
5, 6,
strategy.
page 6, says recommendations general.
Oh, okay, that's page 3. Do you want to look at this still?
No, I got it on my phone.
Okay. Do you want me to?
Yeah, so the ones that you see in red were ones that were tabled. We already talked about those that were actually submitted by Sean and Dennis.
Okay.
But the other ones have had no one's done anything. So in order to move those forward, a counselor needs to do the same thing that Dennis and Sean did. They need to submit a proposed ordinance that will be then sent back to rules and procedures to start looking at these other items, right? And these are ones we just call general recommendations because they sort of, they're not article specific. They sort of cover the whole charter. And the last one, we put hyperlinks in. We wanted to put hyperlinks in so they could click on stuff that would go to MGL references and things like that, make it more, readable. So that was that. And if you go to page 7, there was a change. Right now, it's written that we have a home rule charter. We do not have a home rule charter. We have a special act charter. So that was just a clarification.
I have to check that one too.
And we didn't go through the home rule charter process. That was where you have an elected commission and you follow a very detailed process that was established back in 1966 by the legislature to put a charter in place. We did not use that. We went with a special act. And so that needs to be reflected in there. Page 8, we've already talked about 3 of those have already been moved forward, so that's good. But there was a prohibition that we added in there about addressing any counselor that has a state ethics law violation. It provides clarity on what happens in that situation. So that's still waiting to be moved forward. But the other 3 that are under Article 2, right there on page 8, have moved forward. Page 9, none of those have been acted on. They're all just sitting there waiting.
Ed, quick question.
Yeah.
Did you guys address anything about, what the roles of committees were? Because there's nothing in the,
No.
okay, I was curious.
Yeah. So Article 2, there's still a bunch of stuff on page 9 and page 10 that's just sitting there, went nowhere. Things like having to post in the enterprise. I mean, who reads the enterprise now? We want stuff posted electronically so people can,
I think legally we have to put it by.
well, I'm not saying exclude it, but I'm
Yeah.
saying add to it, the enterprise is not the only place where you can post like hearings and stuff like that. You should be able to post them on the Facebook page or on the town's website or something, just to make it easier for,
Yeah, I think we've
Citizens.
been working on our town pages.
Yeah, there's supposed to be some updates with that. Instituting a policy for it, I don't think is a bad idea.
Yeah,
But I do think that when it comes to open meeting law requirements, it needs to be posted at a separate entity, which
Yeah.
would be a newspaper, even though I think we all agree that that's not the popular source right now for actual news.
but on the webpage could be like secondary.
Yeah,
but if you look, you on page 10, can you go to page 10? If you look at the first one, where section 2-7A measures. Right now, it's only 72 hours for a measure to be effective after you guys approve it. We wanted to extend, no, excuse me, we want to keep it at 30 days. Right now, it's 30 days in the current charter, but we want to make it 72 hours. 30 days is just too long before you guys approve something until it becomes effective.
I think we have to have a certain time frame.
there,
There is. I read it.
What do you mean? We're self-governing.
No, I
It
mean,
conflicts
I'm
with state,
talking, I'm talking about in our rules, in our rules.
But this would trump the rules.
Well, we would have to change it, but I think there was a reason why they did it for 30 days, to make sure it wasn't.
No, it's 30 days currently in the charter.
Right, I think that there was a reason why, I want to remember.
yeah, I would have
We
to,
came up with some issue before at the council.
there would need to be something that looks into citizen petitions and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So so a measure doesn't become effective before there's the availability to petition. So I'm not opposed to shortening it.
Yeah.
But it just needs to be in accordance with some of the other stuff as well.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just
sure.
moving through these here quickly.
Sure.
So page 11, we've got the recall provision through, but the library trustees, we already talked about that. And then we've got some general provisions in here, just some additional clarification around, eligibility for elected office, city employees being ineligible to serve as a city council member, just some things to help clarify, specific situations that, could come up that would cause us issues. And then also, the city clerk or the town clerk, I think that's already in there and staying elected, right? I think that came.
Yeah.
So that got shut down. Page 12, we talked a little bit about that already, the renewable term. We wanted to add this thing.
Is
in
this
there.
under town manager?
Yep,
Okay.
Article 4, this is on page 12.
Oh, yeah.
Section 4, this one, we said the city manager must serve at the will of the council and is bound by whatever legislative policy action the council takes. This has been a gray area for many years. When you guys want him to do something, the town attorney says, wait a minute, time out, you can't tell the town manager what to do. Well, you can through legislation. You have the power to steer the town manager in a certain direction. So this statement that we put in there helps to solidify that, gives you a little bit more, power over what you want the town manager to do.
Like, could you give me an example? Because I know we give them
Well-
goals and stuff and, all that, like, that we're working on right now. And we can say, you haven't done that, you haven't done that. So I know right now, those guide us. So what laws are you talking about?
Well, so one example would be, the memorial building back here. I know this came up a while ago, is that our prior town manager wanted to use that building for something.
Right.
If you guys felt differently about that, like you wanted to create a museum or you wanted to do something different over there. Right now, the town manager basically can do whatever he wants.
Well, does
But
not
you
really
could-
say
you-
the town manager is responsible for the town property?
You could vote through legislation to force that to be whatever you want it to be. And then he has to abide by that. He or she has to abide by that. I think a lot of council members think that you don't have the power to direct the town manager. You do.
I don't think
You just can't do it
I think
through.
it's the residents who think that we have more authority than what we do. I mean, we have goals, that's why we do the goals and stuff, because we can keep them, say, okay, you're not doing this, you're not doing that.
Right, goals and
But it
objectives.
does say that he has, the town property he's in charge, and he's in charge of the employees. It does say that.
Right. I was just giving you one example. Maybe
I
that
know,
was a
but
bad
I
example.
think
If
that,
there's something you want him to do that he or she is reluctant to do, you vote on it, pass an order, and he has to abide by it. It becomes
oh, yeah,
law.
it becomes law.
It
I
becomes
understand
law.
that.
So that's all I'm saying, is that this statement that we added in here sort of gives a little bit more meat to the legislative policy process that you guys have, and that you can use that to direct the town manager.
I think we know that. I mean, it makes law for even the residents.
I like the statement, and I mean, very hopeful with the town manager we have now that he's gonna listen to our direction, but he is our only employee. We can't tell any of his employees what to do. He can, but we as a council collectively through legislation can direct him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's in the charter now.
This just strengthens it. That's
Yeah.
all. And you can read the other ones, that basically, again, a lot of this is around strengthening and clarifying things that we came across, that because of different things that come up, it was like, geez, that's pretty vague. We need to really provide some better clarity around that particular subject, whatever it was. Page 13, that one's already gone through, temporary absence. Article 5, administrative. This is the attorney one that we already talked about. Page 15. This is all about the financial management stuff. And you can see none of that has been acted on yet. It sort of, requires the city manager to conduct a mid-year budget to actual comparison, showing variances. Right now, that's not a requirement. I mean, you could ask him to do it, but if he chooses not to do it, so be it. This actually, if it's in the charter and he doesn't do it, it's a charter violation. So,
I know right now we're getting from our finance every month, the statements of revenue.
If we ask for it,
Well,
only if we ask for
well,
it.
yeah.
We don't get it automatically. We
Well,
should get it automatically.
Well, it says in the charter we should, so I mean, we just have to remind them that we want it every month.
this provides more structure around that, the budget to actual assessment. We also wanted to have a list of the currently approved projects and their status provided under the capital improvement program contents. That's not done today unless you ask for it. Sometimes we go years without knowing what's actually going on. And then we provided a little bit more around the annual audit. We suggested that the council have a sort of not an ad hoc committee, but have 3 of its members serve as an audit committee.
We already have that.
You have an audit committee? already?
Yeah, the finance and budget were also like the audit. So we're gonna be sitting with the audit when it first starts, the budget. We've already spoken about that.
Okay, so the finance committee is assuming this function that we're talking
I
about?
believe the charter provides provision for
Yeah.
the city, for the council members to create their own auditing entity.
And I think Budget and Finance decided that they wanted to be the ones to do that. I said it on a meeting.
Yeah, and then
The
the last
problem-
meeting we
Go ahead.
had was that we were gonna sit down with the auditor at the time and do it. I mean, it's open for public.
Right, and I think that's a good thing. The drawback of that, though, is the audit becomes finance focused.
Yeah.
If you want other things looked at in the audit, which I'm sure you do, I mean, process issues around how town government is run, other things that are non-financial, is that gonna happen in this group or not?
Well, our audit looks at everything. It doesn't
It's a
look at,
financial, I think it's a
right, it's
financial
a
audit.
financial one.
But
So,
You're
that's,
talking about operating procedures.
we're talking about an annual independent audit. It's more than just finance. We're talking about looking at government on a regular basis and identifying areas of improvement, beyond financial. So that's
you're
why
looking
this,
for forensic audit.
no, I'm not using the term forensic. I'm using the term, things other than finance that we can look at a broad level. Could be HR, could be HR,
Operational
could
audit.
be operational, it could be a dump. It could be things that we just want to look at, not a real deep dive, but things at a glossary level to bubble them up and say we need improvements in those areas. So that's why
So I
we
think
felt,
council.
we felt that there should be an audit committee. It's a subcommittee of the council that sort of directs that effort.
Do we look in it ourselves or are we gonna have an outside
It's up to
audit?
you. It's up to you. How you-
Because I mean, when Council Allenberg brought that up, I mean, it's quite
She's not
costly.
talking about forensic, though.
But it
That's
is
much
basically,
different.
it's not finance, so it's a different one, but
Yeah.
to look at all those other things, if
Mhm.
you hire an outside counsel, audit, it's gonna be expensive, so you're talking about like us as the councils do it to make an ad hoc? Are
It's
you
not
talking
an
about
ad,
It's not an ad
It's not
hoc,
an
it's a
ad hoc.
it's a standing
Would be-
subcommittee, like rules and procedures.
You want
It's an audit committee.
that does it on their own?
Yeah, and it's a yearly thing.
So
It
we would
happens
have to
all
vote
the
to
time.
commit,
Well-
make another committee for us.
You'll have to decide that, Mary.
Or town.
You know, whether you use outside help, or maybe there's volunteers in the town that would be willing to,
Yeah.
or retirees that, maybe we have CPAs that are sitting here retired
Or
looking for
we
stuff
look
to
back
do.
at the Finance, all right.
Okay, so that was that one. There's nothing under Article 7, no changes there. Under Article 8, these are the citizen participation. We added something about, the city clerk shall deliver a copy of a petition to the city attorney within 1 business day. If somebody's submitting a petition, that's not specified right now. These statements with the check marks, these are what we're suggesting get added to the charter. So we want to we want to lengthen the petition time frame. Right now, it's 10 days. If somebody wants to submit a petition, you need 10% of the voters from the last election. So say you need,
Didn't this
Just
come
throw a
before
number
with
out.
Peter?
I don't know if it did or not, but if you need to gather, say, 3,000 signatures, 10 days doesn't give you a whole lot of time.
Yeah,
So most people that think about doing petitions say, forget it, I can't do it. So this lengthens that time to 30 days, gives the citizens enough time to gather the signatures that they need.
I know this one came out, I do know that, because it was too difficult, because their petition was canceled or not approved, or something happened and they had to do it again, and they're like, we don't have that time. So, yeah,
There's been a bunch of people.
I remember
wanted
that.
To do this, so I think this is important, it will help
Okay.
citizens. And the last one is about email distribution, for hearing notices. Right now, there's no email distribution, so that would be help to people, right? Get an email when the hearing is coming out. Article 9, which is general provisions, there's no changes necessarily in the 9.1, we just kind of restructured it for improved readability. We changed the computation of time and how that's calculated, because it was kind of vague the way it was currently done. And we expanded a section to clarify the process for what's that? Removal process between appointing authorities as the city manager and the city council. We added this whole new section 9.9, which is on page 19. This is the new section that talks about enforcement of the charter. As you know, there's been a couple of times when people have come up and said, well, the charter was violated. This didn't happen. Well, so what? What are we going to do about it? And I remember somebody asked Jason, what do you do when there's a charter violation? He said, you sue the town. That was his only remedy for dealing with a charter violation. This section that we added basically talks about how we put more structure around that. It gives the council president the sort of a coordinating authority to managing through any charter violations. I think this is really important too. Somebody should put this thing through. We have a standing violation right now. And it's regarding the charter objections. Remember when that whole thing came up with the charter objections?
Yeah.
If you look down the last section there, it says, every vote you guys take, the council president is supposed to ask, is there a charter objection? It's not happening. So every time you guys vote on something, there's a charter violation.
what section is that? I don't remember reading that.
It's, I don't know, I can't remember where the charter objection is, but
Okay, I'll look.
I mentioned it to Johnny because I said, Johnny, you really need to start asking this question. But with everything that he's doing, probably just forgets about it, but there's,
I'll look into it.
so section 9, and then we basically are removing section Article 10. The reason, because this whole article was put in place when we actually went to the new charter from
Right.
our old form of government to the new form of government. And it handled all the transition. So
Right.
this removes Article 10 completely from the charter. It's not needed anymore. So that was it. If some of those other ones can get acted on, that would be great. I know you probably can't do them all, but I think I provided you with a priority list. Some of the things that I think are the most important ones. We've kind of already talked about them. The last one, the charter, enforcement of the charter. increasing the, from 10 to 30 days for petitions. The audit committee, I think that's important to get that set up.
Well, we have these, we all have homework to do.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. I appreciate it.
Now, I knew
Yeah.
this was dear to your heart, so
Yeah.
I figured we'd bring it in
Thank you for taking the time.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
Find out about it, get some work on it.
So when the charter review committee was appointed, was it all council appointments or were there certain, like finance committee, the town clerk put someone on? How was your committee appointed? Was it all councilors? It
Yes.
was before my time.
It's the council president. Names are gathered, and nominations are made to the council president. You guys vote on it.
And how many did you have?
7.
7.
All right, so, we can continue talking, but you want to make a motion to adjourn?
I will make a move to
Get
adjourn.
that stuff.
Second.
And I agree.
Me too.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.